Всем привет, дорогие друзья! Мы подготовили для вас новое видео. Ульяна Жигалова взяла интервью у научного сотрудника Центра Центрально-Евразийских исследований Университета Мумбаи и председателя и основателя культурно-образовательного общества ALFAAZ Шоаиба Хана. Комментируйте, ставьте лайки, смотрите видео, приятного просмотра.
So, good evening, Mr. Shoaib. We welcome you in Moscow and thank you for agreeing to do this interview. We know that you are founder and the president of the ALFAAZ Education Cultural Society in Mumbai. And the first question will be, what does your society do?
First of all, thank you very much for giving me this honor for inviting me for your interview. And of course, I find it a lucky person to come to Russia. This is my fourth visit and I'm one of my favorite countries and I love to enjoy Russia. And this is the first time I've seen the Russian winter, snowfall here. ALFAAZ Education and Cultural Society, we are involved in organizing symposiums, seminars, conferences in Urdu language and English on international relations as well as on other subjects related to social science and even natural sciences. Like when biophysics scientist had come from Switzerland, so we organized his lecture. He was actually of Russian origin, but he was from Switzerland. And like that, we have done many programs. And we have even republished one book of United Nations in Urdu language. And our aim is to publish books, because we have a command in Urdu, that is our plan, to publish books other than religion and literature. Because in India, mostly the books are written in Indian languages on religion and literature. Other than religion and literature, you will find hardly any books on subjects. So that is what our aim is. We have also organized lectures on series on international relations, politics, economics in Urdu also in the past. And of course, we are planning to go ahead. Because of lockdown, we have been involved in conducting online seminars. And we have conducted programs with the University of Mumbai, with other institutions, of course, online with Lomonosov Moscow State University also we have been involved. And Professor Andrei Gorohov, thanks to him, he also invited and give it this honor to be the part of this online forum to our organization.
And do you have any challenges in your current activities of society, and how do you overcome them?
Yes, very challenges. First of all is the financial challenges. We have lack of source of finance. And of course, at present, I'm paying it from my pocket, and frankly to say, and it's very difficult to conduct programs with that. And other than that, there are many hurdles, there are many rules and regulations of the government which we have to follow, and this creates more hurdles and more challenges for us, because these days NGOs and non-government organizations, they are on a very watchful list of the government of India. And we can't go anything wrong there. So we have to be very careful in conducting any such programs which goes against the policy of the government.
Mm-hmm. And what new trends in education and culture have you noticed recently?
Yes, of course, education culture has changed a lot. Technology has been involved and they have come up too much technology, like students used to go far away to learn. Now online they can listen to the lectures of any professors, and we can conduct our lectures from India to any part of the world. And I participate in many conferences and international forums online. But one thing which we lack today is the value of the education. Students, they have somewhere in the mind, which I have observed, they have in the mind that we are getting educated to earn money. If that is in your mind, education is useless. Of course, you will earn money, you are educated, you will get a job, not today, tomorrow. But if you keep in your mind, like long back one sportsman said, no sportsman comes on the ground with a thing in mind that I'm going to break the record of somebody else. If that is that in their mind, if this point is there in his mind, he will unable to perform on the present match. So records are broken automatically. A sportsman comes to the ground, he plays, he gives his best performance, and automatically the record is broken, and sometimes he comes to know that he has broken a big record. So like that, students must not keep in their mind that we are learning to earn money. They must learn to gain knowledge. The education which you learned in the school will help you in colleges. The education which you learn in college will help you in the workplace, and even in working you learn, which helps you in your future careers. So that you have to keep in your mind, that you have to be, that knowledge which you gain must help yourself, your family, and to the society at large. One problem which India is facing today, we have more commerce colleges because they think that students, that by learning through commerce we can earn more. And science and arts colleges and all, that is decreasing now. Arts is completely dying slowly. Science also, we are producing less scientists now. People are not interested in students. They are mostly interested in commercial, and we will go to the commerce and management processes. We have many educational institutions which are commercial. Now, education must not be commercial. It is for all, whether king or a farmer's child. He or she must get the education. Equality, inequality. But we have observed that in one place, commercial institutions with heavy fees, they are increasing. Rich people, they put their children there, they get better education. And on the other hand, the government schools in India, especially the Indian languages schools, they are getting closed down slowly. They are not getting government backups, and the students are decreasing. They are looking more towards medium of instruction with English language. Indian languages schools are decreasing, and even government schools, which have produced many great leaders in India, including Mahatma Gandhi, Nehru. They are government, even the present Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he is from the government schools. So government schools which produced many great people around the world, not only in India but around the world, they are decreasing now. And that is, I think, previously we used to discuss about economic disparity, the gap between the rich and the poor. Now we are discussing education disparity. Rich people are getting better education, and poor people who have access to the government school, even that is not available now.
Thank you. I agree with your statement about the earning money. Thank you for your opinion. And the second part of our questions focuses on the Central Eurasian Studies at the University of Mumbai. And the first question here is, what key areas of research of the Center for Central Eurasian Studies do you consider to be the most prospective today, and why?
First of all, if I go into the history, it was established somewhere in 1972. Previously, it was a Center for Soviet Studies, and after the disintegration, it became Center for Central Eurasian Studies. And mostly Center for Eurasian Studies focus on all the former Soviet republics, including Russia, Central Asia, Caucasus, and even Slavic areas. And mostly concentration today is given on connectivity, on trade, because now there's no socialist system there. So on trade, on the government administration, new countries which has come out of the Soviet Union, what is the type of administration they have, how developed is their languages, about their cultures, because we were unaware of the culture of East European, because frankly to say, India was ruled by the British, so we were more attached to the British, like English languages and all. Even America, which was not culturally attached to us, British were attached, of course, but we know more about America. Soviet Union was so close to us, but we knew very little. The first attraction which came to me, encounter with Russia, was when I was 7 years old, and my grandmother bought a book in Urdu language textbook, government school textbook, and one of the lesson was Rusi Bache, Russian children of Russia. So at that time, there was a photograph like two boys playing with a train. So that was my attraction was on the train first. Then slowly I learned to read my language. This is my mother tongue, Urdu. Then I learned about Russia, and then I learned many things about. As I grew, I saw Russian films and all. And mostly talking about our centers, we focus on many aspects. We are on the overall Eurasian studies. Some focus on some students, they do research on literature. Like one of our students is doing on the Tolstoy, and I myself was a student of the Central Eurasian Studies. My MPhil thesis was Russia's energy relation with European Union, and my PhD thesis was the strategic relevance and significance of Caucasus. And of course, many students are doing on Central Asia, on historical parts, and even one girl has done on women of Russia. What was the status of women of Russia during the medieval ages? then again during the Soviet period, and after the disintegration, what is the role and importance of women in Russia, in politics, in business, in offices, and even as a housewife in raising children. So that is also the focus. We are focusing on different aspects, and mostly we are focusing on trade and international geopolitics these days.
Thank you. How do you see the level of interaction between universities in the field of political research in the region?
Before that question, I would like to add one more about our center. We have conducted many national and international seminars and conferences on Eurasian studies, on Russia, on Central Asia, and many other parts, and even Caucasus. And many of the professors from India and even from Russia and Europe, from Britain, United States, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Central Asia, Uzbek, Kazakh, they have participated in our programs. And now coming to the new questions, yes, of course, universities, they have been collaborating. Many universities have collaborated with them, but the level of collaboration with the Russian universities, according to my perception, is very low. Most of the collaborations are with Western countries, and we are getting addicted to Western ideologies. Whatever their prediction about the international relations or geopolitics or political thoughts, we are focusing on that. We are very less focusing on Eastern Europe or Slav areas or Russians, what authors they have done. And of course, most of our professors are educated from Soviet Union and even from Russia. So I think collaboration is being done, and according to me, more collaboration is to be done along with Russia, along with Belarus. And if everything goes right, and if peace is settled after the war stops, then we can even collaborate with, I'm in the opinion of collaborating with Ukraine also, and Azerbaijan and Armenia, many countries, which we are not doing it. So yes, collaboration is done, but many more steps are yet to be taken.
Okay. And of course, we couldn't avoid talking to you about the international situation. And my question is, what key trends in the political landscape of Central Asia do you observe today?
Of course, Central Asia, first of all, Eurasian landmass was very important historically. Even during the Middle Ages, even during the World Wars, during the Cold War, and even after the disintegration of the Soviet Union, the importance of Eurasian landmass never decreased. It always remained important. Now, you just tell me, so many wars were fought, so many lives were given, sacrificed. Eurasian landmass also produced many great kings who had effect far away, far off, and even culturally. Like, for example, the Mughals who came Turks to us. Yes, of course, Central Asia is the heart of Eurasia. If Eurasia is the heart of world politics, I will say that Central Asia is the heart of Eurasia. And of course, now because Central Asian countries, they are energy resources rich, they are producing oil and gas and all, and they're also an important transit countries. Without crossing Central Asia, you cannot think of any connectivity. If you take the example of China's Belt and Road Initiative, without taking into Central Asia into consideration, China would have never come forward. And even, of course, Russia is playing an important part. India is trying its best to get connected there. Yes, of course, South Asian countries are much more under pressure from the West to go away from Russia. But if you've seen recently, India played a neutral policies of balancing between West and Russia, because they say that we will be good friend to West, but we don't want to lose Russia. And even Pakistan, if you see, recently President Alexander Lukashenko of Belarus, he visited Pakistan and they entered into agreement. And even Russia, Pakistan is giving importance to Russia, and not like previously during the Soviet period when they were on the rival side during the Cold War. But if we see countries, European Union, they have entered agreement, and they are also playing many important roles there in NGOs and all in Central Asia. And even America, it was in the history first time a non-Eurasian power tried to enter Eurasia, and they have been playing important role in many. They have entered into agreement with many Central Asian countries. Of course, they are not in compared to Russia or China, their activities, but they are present there.
How do you see the role of BRICS, in which Russia and India are significant members in creating a multipolar world? And maybe I can ask the following question: in what other spheres could India and Russia deepen their relations?
BRICS, of course, I will say BRICS, you cannot underestimate BRICS. BRICS is becoming powerful day by day. Even Western countries are worried about this organization. It is becoming a first non-Western organization so powerful. And many countries are joining them. Even their Western allies are joining them, the Arab worlds, the Gulf Arabs. And BRICS, of course, India is a member, China is a member, South Africa, and keeping South Africa as an idol, many of the African countries are also very much interested to join. Keeping Brazil as an idol, many of the Latin American countries are very determined to join BRICS. And of course, BRICS is becoming a powerful tool because BRICS concentrate on economics rather than politics, and rather than any confrontation theory. And of course, many countries want to get benefit from the BRICS countries, BRICS groups. And BRICS has been playing as an equal voice from the third world. When you talk about the global south, this is the gateway. I think BRICS is the gateway to bring the voice of the global south. And it is an important country, important organization with many important countries which are economically strong, strategically strong, and militarily also strong. And in the future, mostly I'm talking about economics because BRICS concentrates on economics. And of course, I see the bright future for BRICS. Many countries joining, many areas joining, strategic areas joining the BRICS.
And what other countries is India currently actually cooperating with?
Sorry, I forgot to answer the second part of the previous question about India-Russia relations. See, India and Russia, right from the Soviet time till now, after the disintegration also, after the Russian Federation, they have entered in the field of culture, many things, but even many more such things are they have to be entered. When I visited Russia, when we talk about India-Russia, we talk about military exchanges, defense exchanges, we talk about space technology exchanges. We have done much collaboration in that field. But one which I have visited Russia 4 times, and I've seen the Russian markets and all. When I visited Russian market, I've seen so many Russian products, consumer products I'm talking about. If we can have Cadbury's of America, then why not Alyonka in our market? If we can have Nestle, then why not your Kefir, Zephyr, your many milk products of Russia? And of course, I'm one of the very much founder of Russian milk products. So many products are there, consumer products, which we can exchange with each other. And even India's, the Amul and all the milk products, they can find markets in Russia. Russian cheese are very much liked in Russia. Many of the things like many food products, many spare parts. One I would like to tell you, I have heard from many people who are working in factories and companies, even spare parts in many machinery came from Soviet Union at that time. And after 90, even from Russia. And still some spare parts are coming from Russia. But we have to concentrate and give more, importance, more priority to increase our exchange in trade as well as in culture, even in other fields, so that we can go more further in these areas.
About the other countries, the cooperation.
Yes, India has been entering with the Western countries, no doubt, with America, with European countries. They are doing they're doing their best to enter agreements with even some African countries and Latin American countries. But India cannot stand with the power of the United States or Russia or China. Still a long way to go to stand between them. India can make its presence on its own where it can stand. But competing with superpowers, I think that is not the Indian cup of tea. India must do whatever they are good in, and they must concentrate on them. And of course, the relations with neighboring countries, until and unless they improve, it will be difficult to expand the trade through land. Like for example, the incident in Bangladesh, which happened after the topple of Hasina government. Till yesterday, India's good business relations were good. And now they are on a very not good note. So relations with Pakistan or even with Sri Lanka and all, and of course relations with China. So if until and unless these countries forget each other's, including India, they leave their animosity and rivalry and they come to terms on business, they will get benefit to them. Yes.
We are interested in one country. Can you say something about Italy? About the cooperation India and Italy? Because your Prime Minister and Prime Minister of Italy, they have good relations.
Of course, they have good relations. And not only this Prime Minister and the present Prime Minister of Italy, that lady, I forgot her name. Of course, I'm not an expert of Italian, but whatever we have learned up till now, India has entered in many agreements even before, during 50s, 60s, 70s and 80s also, 90s also with Italy. And many of the Italian companies also. We even have, in my city in Mumbai, we even have Italian Chamber of Commerce. That means Indians are members of that and they are doing business with them. So if that goes, many agreements are being done, and we have to also keep in mind that Italy is also a Western country. They also don't like India becoming close to Russia. So that is what we have to keep in mind. And of course, balancing the act, if India is doing well, they must keep in the mind that we are from the non-land and we are keeping balance even today. How many agreements they've entered, that I'm not sure. I've not read it about, because I'm an Eurasian expert, not an Indo-Italian expert. But they have entered. I think, compared to other European countries, Italy is coming more close to India in terms of trade, in terms of tourism industries, and in terms of historical tourism exchanges and all. And of course, we were not, because no Romans came to India, Greeks came to India. So we were not that much close to Italy historically, other than Greeks. And of course, they are doing well. And even in transport facilities, some direct flights and all, they have entered the agreements.
And the last question, what advice do you have for beginners in political science and maybe in other spheres?
To students?
Yeah.
Whether political science or other spheres. First of all, I would like to advise all the students, when you choose your field, very first step, choose the field which you like. Not because your friend is doing that, I will do it. Or because a particular subject is in demand, so I will go for that subject. I will give you my example. I was the first commerce student, but I was very bad in accountancy. I was good in economics and other subjects. And there was no guidance. Then I came to know that international economics I was very much good at. So first of all, think what is good for you. And of course, as I said, when gaining your education, don't keep in mind that we are learning to earn money. We are learning for earning. We are learning to gain the knowledge, to spread the knowledge. Money will automatically come to you. Fame will automatically come to you. And of course, students of political science or any other field, I will say, don't just confine to book knowledges. That we are reading the books, okay, fine. Other than outside the book, there's no other world. Don't confine yourself to book. Come out of the book also. Books and theories are the keys, guide to push you to the path. But you have to walk on that path alone without anybody's support. So that you have to keep in your mind. Besides reading your books, and just for preparing of examination, student must participate in seminars, conferences, national or international or online conferences. Listen to the bulk of professors, experts, which are giving their opinion in those seminars. And of course, you will gain knowledge through this. Go through magazines, go through newspapers, go through some expert opinions, listen to radio, watch television programs related to your subjects. You can come up with your subject as an expert if you have in mind to do something. Your knowledge must be wide and deep. Only then you can become a person of a research level or an expert, or you can do something in your life. Just by confining to books, they will give you a start, but they will never. You have to be practical. Theoretical part, only theories will remain in the book. Theories are important, but only their importance comes when we give them practical forms. Until and unless you give them practical forms, your knowledge, your subject, your passion will remain. And try to create passion for something. If you want to work hard, create passion for something. That is what I would like to tell the students.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Большое спасибо.